I was going through your Instagram comments and on TikTok, and let me read you some of the legit comments, right? From A
This is great.
Hudson underscore 19. He goes, the real question is, who is Annie?
Woo!
Also, not the only one. At it's Caitlin underscore O. BRB, be right back, stalking every Annie on your following list right now.
That's great.
Who is Annie? Is she real? Let's talk about it.
Any, I could love you any which way. Hold you close, so give you your space. Anything you needed from me. Any, I could love you any which way.
I mean, 2023 was a breakout year for you. Congratulations and all the cool stuff, man. I mean, a
Thank you.
tour, the debut album, California Rain, that was, a work in progress over a couple years, if I'm not wrong. Do you think you found your Devin Kennedy sound yet? Like your signature thing?
I think I really settled into it on California Rain, and the project prior to California Rain, poetry as well. That those two projects were really special and really crucial in kind of finding the new evolution of my sound. You know, it's always evolving, and I try not to place too much emphasis on what it is or what it isn't. These days, I'm feeling really confident about the music I'm making and the style of music that I'm making, and I'm only kind of digging in deeper on what that is, and that's really the fun part.
So, if somebody asked you to describe your style in 3 words, what would you say it is?
Let's go with smooth.
Ooh,
Let's
yep.
go with meaningful, and we're gonna go with love as the third.
Oh, I like that, love. The other thing, so over on TikTok, right? You had a track that had been blowing up recently, Forget About You with Pink Sweats. How did that collaboration come about? Walk me through it.
Yeah, I am such a fan of Pink Sweats. I have known about him like the rest of us for a few years now. I originally I heard At My Worst during the pandemic, and then prior to the pandemic, I heard a few songs as well, and I was just always in awe of his songwriting, and his talent is over the top. It's amazing. And it's really a dream to be on a song with him. He heard the song just by chance, and I was lucky enough that he wanted to be on it, and it, is a life-changing situation for me. And the best part about it is making such a cool friend. He
Mhm.
is the nicest, most humble, kind, just gracious person you will ever meet. We were just hanging in LA at his show a couple weeks ago. Like, the song was really cool, and even better, made a really cool friend in the process. I'm excited to do more. I'm excited to write with him. I'm excited to just hang with him more. He's really the best.
What was your reaction? Well, obviously you were excited, but how did it go down? Where were you? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, it had came through an email, and it was like, wait, he wants to be on the song? Oh, wow, that's wild, Then it was kind of going through the process of getting, okay, is he going to sing the second verse,
Mm.
like the logistics of it. And then as things got kind of solidified, I got his vocal sent to me in an email, and I was blown away. I can't believe I even have this in my inbox right now. And and then I got to fly to Miami to shoot the content with him where he's living now in Florida, and got to hang out with him and meet him for the first time that day in person, and just making a cool friend. It was so much fun.
We'd love to hear more collaborations from you. So hopefully, fingers crossed, more to come.
Yeah, more to come, absolutely.
I gotta say, on TikTok and Instagram, I feel personally that you're definitely utilizing all these platforms in such a great way. I gotta say,
Thank
so seen you do a bunch of covers on YouTube even and on TikTok. I gotta ask,
you.
what is your go-to cover?
Ooh, okay. So my go-to cover is undoubtedly "If I Ain't Got You" by Alicia Keys.
Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame.
I love that
Oh,
song so much. I played it on tour. I covered it on YouTube. I still want to play it on tour. I don't think I'll ever not play it.
mhm.
It is one of the greatest songs of all time, and Alicia Keys is just amazing. Only amazing things to say about Alicia Keys.
And in all your covers, you kind of rearrange it all by yourself. What's the process behind it? How do you hear all the different arrangements?
That's a really fun part about putting songs together or covers together is I really love chords. Chords are really important to like get emotion across in music, I find, when I'm writing my songs. And so I try to take that same approach in the covers. This song feels a certain way in its original version, but if I change the chords, I can make a sad song happy, I can make a happy song sad, I can, and anything in between there. And that's what
Mhm.
I really have fun with doing is, oh, what if I go to this chord here? Well, that evokes a
Yeah.
totally different feeling in the song. And so I really will get lost in doing that. I could probably cover songs all day and just mess with chords and lyrics and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's just me nerding out on music theory for a little bit, basically. But
You're making
it's
it
fun.
your own.
Yeah, exactly.
And we love nerding out on music theory always.
Absolutely, has to be that way.
Okay, let's dive straight into this because I have an important question to ask you. So I was going through your Instagram comments and on TikTok, and let me read you some of the legit comments, right? From A
This is great.
Hudson _19. He goes, the real question is, who is Annie? Also, not the only one. It's Caitlin _O. BRB, be right back, stalking every Annie on your following list right now.
That's great.
So, what is the inspiration behind the song? Who is Annie? Is she real? Let's talk about it.
So we all have an Annie, I'd like to say, right?
Okay.
And what really the jumping off point or the inspiration for the song was in my relationship, though my significant other is not named Annie. I find that we all give and receive love in different ways.
Mhm.
It's really important to understand how your significant other wants to receive love, whether that's they need a moment or they want to be together and close and every kind of thing in between those, and that was kind of where we started with the song. And we were saying, well, it would be so sweet to say, isn't it such a nice sentiment to say, I can love you any which way, any way you'd like, right? We kept saying any which way, any which way, any which way. We're like, it kind of sounds like we're saying Annie though. Should we name the song Annie? And then we ended up kind of rewriting the whole thing because it was like, well, that's a cool kind of play on words. And then it became Annie, but now Annie has taken a totally new form. Annie could be anybody. Annie could be in the next room. Annie could be someone I meet in the
Mhm.
street tomorrow. Annie was, an orphan in a movie. There's
Yeah.
Annies everywhere. And there's amazing singers named Annie, and everything in between. So
Yeah.
but I'd like to say that we all have our Annie, that's someone that we love and we care about them so much that we want to tailor make our love to that person, and that's what it's about.
Do you think it's all just a coincidence though that so many singers have songs with the name Annie in it? I mean,
Isn't that interesting?
yeah, come to think about it, I mean, Michael Jackson, Annie, are you okay? Now we've got Devin Kennedy coming out here with another Annie.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if we want to follow up on the Michael Jackson song, Annie, are you okay? I am here to report, she's just fine. She's doing all right. She is
Cool.
receiving and giving her love, and she is happy.
Any hints on the music video ideas? Because you've had some pretty cool music videos, like Frequent Flyer. You were in a legit
Yeah.
plane, follow through, legit hot air balloon, poetry.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You were like in the middle of the street, in the middle of the road.
Oh yeah.
So any hints?
Yeah,
Like,
that was a
the-
fun one. That was, overlooking downtown LA there with poetry. Yeah, we've done some really cool videos. I always love getting creative on the videos. This time around, there will be videos coming out for the
Mhm.
songs. And what I really wanted to do this time and put a lot of focus on this new batch of songs is not only doing the intimate versions and the more stripped versions that I've done of my songs in the past, but this time around, I brought in my band and we did a whole live version of all the songs. And that was a kind of a new style of video for me. I haven't
Mhm.
played, a lot with my band, especially putting it on YouTube and really, I played live with them, of course, but really recording that, going into a studio, recording everything live and just putting it out that way. And that serves as its own kind of music video. And I've done those for the whole album I'm going to be putting out. And so
What?
that is going to be really exciting. And I want to release those onto Spotify and YouTube and all across the board. And those were really fun to put together and kind of make the songs that kind of a little different and rearrange them in a cool way that was fun to do with the band and just get creative on it. So I'm excited to share those as well.
Safe to say you guys were playing it live, right?
Completely live. Totally.
I mean, live music is something extremely special. Something magical about it happens. I mean, when you see
Oh,
your
yeah.
favorite artist live, you hear your favorite song, it's really an experience. It really is a moment.
It's magical. You're right. That is what it's all about. For me, I grew up playing in bands, and I always, wanted to tour, and live music is the inspiration for me learning how to produce music, write
Yeah.
music. It's all a conduit to play shows. That is what I
Mhm.
want to do, and that's what I want to do forever. Um, so I just think the more, if it means more music, and if it means whatever I have to do. I just want to be out on the road. That's my real end goal here. So I'm excited to do more of that this year too. It's been really fun to put together the arrangements on the new songs. I'm really excited to share that with everybody.
Speaking about being on the road, we'd love to see you, hopefully in Singapore someday.
I would love that so much, and I feel the love so much from Singapore. I have
That's
to come
great.
say hello, and I have to come play a show there. And I would honestly, I would love to do it this year, and we'll see what happens. So stay tuned.
Please do. Please do. Coming down to the station, we'd love to have you too.
Oh, that would be great. I would love that.
What is the creative process behind it? Because when I was watching Frequent Flyer, I don't even know how you got a full plane to yourself, let alone, I mean, follow through the full on hot air balloon. Actually, what is the creative process behind it?
Yeah, the creative process slightly different on each one, but really just to put it plainly, it's me thinking of the craziest possible idea I can think of. Hey, we should find a plane, or hey, we should find a hot air balloon. And then I have people who, my team who will help me find
Yeah.
those things. And it's never guaranteed that we find those things. And it's always an experience and always an interesting story in each one of these cases. And every time I'm blown away that we actually pull it off. I'm like, wow, we actually found a hot air balloon, and they let us film a video inside it. I didn't know that was even legal. I don't know. Or the plane was like a decommissioned jet, and
Right.
the great videographer Ben Danielson, who did a lot of my videos on California Rain and still does a lot of my videos, was like, hey, I found a plane. Like, okay.
Casual.
Casual, yeah, no problem. Found a plane. Like, okay, great, we'll be there. Yeah, but typically it starts with just the craziest possible idea I can think of, and then we jump off from there and try to actually execute it. And a lot of the time we come up and actually make it happen, which has been so fun.
Now, because of time, we're going to wrap things up here. Want to just ask you one last question. If, let's say, someone wanted the Devin Kennedy music starter pack, right? A taster to your music. What are 3 songs you'd highlight that they listen to?
Oh, great question. Okay, so we have to go with Annie. We have to check
Okay.
out Annie
Yep.
because Annie's the freshest, newest thing. And then we're gonna jump back to a song from California Rain. I think I'm gonna give everybody a little taste of let's go with Frequent Flyer, which is
Mm,
my kind of slow jam guitar. I love guitar
yeah.
so much, my favorite instrument, and that really, I got to really go in on the chords there, and that was a really fun one to put
Mhm.
together. It's a really fun one to play live as well. And then I'm gonna go with, actually, I'm gonna do a double answer. My
Ooh,
third and fourth song is, you
okay.
have to listen to my poetry EP, and you have to listen to Poetry and Forget About You. Forget About You with Pink Sweats, that is. And check that one out. That is one of my favorites ever. And then Poetry, you got to check out, because lyrically, that's one that I'm especially proud of. Looking back, that was one of my favorites. Still is one of my favorite lyrics that I put together. So there's 4 for you. Hopefully that's enough for the starter
I
pack.
love that. A bonus. You know what?
Yeah.
One of my favorites from you, Palm Springs for the Weekend.
Let's,
It's been in like I
I
think
love
2 of
that.
my playlists now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. That is one that we really loved, and I got to take a cool sample together and put that
Mhm.
song together. And I don't know if you've ever been to Palm Springs, but it's a beautiful place, and if you ever get to LA, you should definitely check it out. It's a great spot in California. So,
Definitely somewhere I'd like to be sometime soon.
yeah,
Speaking of which, we would love to have you in Singapore. Thank you so much for your time, man.
so much for having me. I'm looking forward to seeing you real soon.
Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place.